Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, all the product I'm using, all the dimensions are listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There's my email address if you have any questions. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. Okay, I have nothing to show you today. I've had a request from one of the viewers. Her name is Karen, and she requested that she wanted a flip top box that was 3 by 2 by 3. She didn't care how I decorated or what I decorated it with. So this is what I'm going to make. I'm going to show you how to make this flip top box that is 3 by 2 by 3, and then I'm going to decorate it. I'm going to use Snowflake Kisses and Elegant Pines. As you know, I do love these two sets. So, and she didn't have any preference, so I picked out some DSP, and we're going to start with our cardstock, which is going to be Pretty Peacock. Now I'm going to grab my glasses. And we are going to cut this piece of paper down to 10.5. So it's not 11. You need to cut off a 1/2 inch, 10.5. And we need this to be 7.5. So we need a piece of paper, 10.5 by 7.5. Okay. And I am going to be using my scoreboard. You can use your trimmer if you like. So we are going to do this. And so across the 10.5 inch side, we are going to be scoring at 3, 5, 8, and 10. It's pretty easy measurements. We're going to flip it around so the bottom is here at the base, this piece here. And we are going to be scoring at 2, and 5, and 7. So, like I said, all the dimensions will be in the description below. So I'm going to go ahead and fold these and burnish them. And I will show you what to cut, and then we will make some measurements and decorate this box as well. So this could be called a treat box, but it could be also a gift box because it's a pretty good size. So treats or gifts, whichever you like. And I did forget to grab my good, besides my snips, my large scissors. I'll be using both, but. So you got the little skinny piece here. Leave that alone for now. We're going to start down here at the bottom. And what we're going to do is we are going to cut up, straight up these score lines. And this one we're going to wedge just a little bit. And we're going to keep on going up, straight up the score lines. Now, when I cut straight up the score lines, I made sure that the folded part was more to this piece right in the center, the 2-inch piece. So I could come back and just ever so slightly remove all that bulk, which will make your box close better. And this box is going to overlap at the bottom, and I'm going to be gluing all the pieces. So the bottom is actually reinforced already. If you use glue, it will definitely be reinforced. But so that's what we have so far. Okay, so now the top. Here's a pin. I'm going to show you what we're going to be removing and what we're going to be So we're going to remove this piece and this little corner. this piece. We're going to skip that whole section. We're going to move this piece and this one and this one. Now, these two side pieces here, we're going to cut up, and we're going to actually cut them right about here to make the flaps to go in on our box. So that's the pieces. So that's a big thing. You don't touch this one. So we're going to remove the small pieces over here. And once again, I'm going to do a little wedge. Then we're going to come straight up this one. Now, you want to make sure when you're cutting that you're cutting all the score line away. So all the score line should be on this side. If it's not, I'll show you in a minute. And then we're just going to come in here. I'm going to come down a little further so I don't have the writing. So it's about like that. Doesn't have to be precise. And then come down on this one and remove it. And this is the one where we're removing the whole piece. Just like that. And then this one, about the same place as the other. It doesn't have to be exact, but it's close. Pretty close. Okay. So now when I need to come back here, do you see how I've got this lip here still and this one? You want to make sure on this lid you don't have that. This is where I'm going to grab my snips. So I just want to come in here and ever so slightly remove that. So we don't have anything there. Okay, now to make this fit really well, you need to take and corner around this, and hopefully you've all got a corner rounder. If you don't, you can stick part of a circle. So you're going in through the center of the circle into it, but find yourself a corner rounder. They're great. So that's what we have so far. Now, I like to decorate my boxes before we put them together because I find it much easier. So I don't really need to decorate the bottom. I have 4 sides. I think I will decorate all 4 sides. So let's get some measurements going. I didn't bring the smallest one out. So we know these two are 3 and this one's 2. So the 3-inch ones, I don't want a big border, but I don't want a real small one either. So let's call that, let's call it 2 7/8. I'm gonna have small borders. So we have 2 7/8. And we know that it's also 3 inches tall. That means it's 2 7/8. And we have 2 panels that are like that, so we're gonna need 2 of those. So it's these 2. We know this top part going up and down is 2 7/8. And this one coming across should be 1 7/8 because it's 2 inches. So we're only coming in an 8-inch. We need 2 of those. And then for the top, we know that's 2, and we know this is 3. So if the top needs to be 1 7/8 by 2 7, actually 2 7/8 by 1 7/8, and you need 1 of those. Now, I did it that way just in case you're doing dimensional, directional paper. I'm not going to be. So what I decided to use was this one. And I don't know, is this 1 7/8? Oh, I think this one will work for one of the panels. I am a big believer in using up scrap, if you have it. I know we have to cut more, but we've got this beautiful piece of scrap here. I need 1 7/8. By 2 7/8. So there's one, and we could use that one. We could use that one for the top, or we could use it for one of these sides. They both work the same because you need 3 of them. So let's see here. So our common measurement is 2 7/8. So let's just make us a strip. It's 2 7/8. Making sure that I am nice and straight here. I think my paper's a little crooked. Let's try this side. If it doesn't line up right, it doesn't look quite right, try the other way. Sometimes you might be off. There we go. So I'm looking here and there. So it's 2 7/8. So we know we need 2 of them that are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And I'm going to move this so you can see me. I'm going to be cutting down here again. Always move things so you can see the numbers the easiest. So 2 7/8 and 2 7/8. So that's the 2 panels we need. And then we need 2 more that are 1 7/8. And 1 7/8. And we have some more scrap, but that's okay. So, I'm just going to grab some glue and I'm going to start gluing. I'll put the one on the top here. Like I said, if your paper's directional, make sure you cut it, but this is not, and I specifically looked for something that was not directional. And I could have laid them all out so they were all, you know, connecting, but I didn't do it that way. You could cut this one, this one, this one, this one, and then the pattern would match across. I didn't bother with it, but you could. Okay, so there's all of our pieces. So let's flip this over. I'm going to fold this back, and I'm going to put tear and tape on this piece right here. You can use glue too. If you don't have tear and tape and you want to use Seal Plus, or glue. Don't use regular Seal. It's not strong enough. So when we fold this over, it's going to fold over just like that. And when you put tear and tape on, if you give it a little rub, it peels off easier too. That's a little piece of paper there. It won't hurt a thing. So we've got that. That's our box so far. So we're going to close the bottom. We know this is going to fold over, so this is the front. So this is the front piece. We're not going to use that one. So I'm going to fold these 2 pieces in. See how they're overlapping? I left it that way because she did say she wanted to put something a little on the heavier side in there. So I'm going to put that in like that, and then I'm going to put glue across here. I'm going to put this one in, keeping it square, and then I'm going to put glue all over this one here. By putting these layers in here, it should be sturdy enough. And pull that across. And then I'm going to grab my bone folder or block or whatever you have and tap that in there. Now I did forget something and I need to grab it. I forgot my little hole punch right there. So hang on with me for a second. Don't know why I forgot it. I knew I needed it. So, hang tight. And I will show you how to make a little thing in your flap if you don't have a corner rounder. This is just a little 1/2-inch punch. If you don't have a corner rounder to do here, oh, this one won't work. You need a bigger punch. Hang on, let me grab a bigger one. This is really bigger than you need, but a 1 inch would be really nice. But you can just take your paper, open your punch up, stick your paper in like this, and get your corner rounded that way as well. Or you can do it by hand. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to come down here with my little 1/2 inch punch. And if you have a 1 or a 1 inch punch, that work too. Just want to put a little thumb hole in there. Makes it a little easier getting into the box. And we're going to close these. And then we're going to not force this, but we're going to see if it slides in. Okay, it's not going in. It's a little tight. Okay, I didn't want to make any adjustments till we got to this point. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these side pieces. See how I have this little piece still has a little bit of the scoring on it. We're going to remove that first. And I'm going to go ahead and do the back of it too, to clean it up a little bit. You see what I'm doing? I'm just removing. These type of boxes, you do need to make some adjustments occasionally. And so, but I didn't want to do anything till I tried to close it because you don't want it too loose and popping open. Okay, so we've done that part. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it closes easier now. Oh, not quite yet. Okay. This is where, you know, you don't have sides here. So what you need to do is, right here on the tab. Can't even show. That's how much I took off. And I'm only doing one side because this was the side that was hanging up. Oh, perfect. Now, if I needed to do the other side, I would. But you only want to take off as much as you need. So don't assume you're going to have to take anything off. But make sure you don't have any of those score lines, and then just barely take a sliver off one side and see if that solves your problem. So that way it's nice and sturdy. I mean, if you throw a block in there, it'd probably pop out, but okay, let's decorate this. So I was thinking, I brought out some white paper, and I did bring out a punch. I brought out the point, to the point, I think is what it's called. It's not too bad. So let's see here. Let me cut one of these out. I think that would work nice. And I think I'm going to use not too dark of colors. I'm going to use, I'm thinking Stamped Off Secret Sea and Stamped Off Stamped Off Secret Sea and Stamped Off Pretty Peacock. We're going to see. We're going to stamp off and see what it looks like. Stamped Off Pretty Peacock's pretty good. Let's see what Secret Sea looks like. I did bring out Pool Party. Nope, we need to go with the Pool Party for that. We'll leave that open. Hang on. We'll go with Pool Party. So what I want to do, these are the snowflakes. You can see these are the two snowflake styles that are in this paper. So let's just want to go around here, and then Pretty Peacock we know we have to stamp off. And just do something about like that. And I bet you guys can all guess what verse I'm using. All right, you can all yell it now. If kisses were snowflakes, I send you a blizzard. I love it. Sorry. But you can use whatever you like. I'm doing this in Secret C. Okay, let's see here now. So we have this to go on the front. Ooh, that's a little too stark to put there on front. Do we want to do a split? I know what we'll do. Hang on. I know I have a sponge around here somewhere. Let's get some Pretty Peacock. This is just a sponge. You can use your blending brushes if you want. I did not want a lot. I left either I was going to do a background piece or sponging. I decided sponging. And I just want to go around here and just sponge daubers would work for this too. I'm just adding a little bit of shading around there, just so it looks, when it goes on there, it's not stark. That looks better. Okay, so let me wipe my hands off now that I have Pretty Peacock on my thumb. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to put dimensionals on these two outside pieces. The outside, not through the center, because I'm going to run a ribbon through the center. But you could decorate your boxes. You could use different paper. You could decorate them any way you wanted. But this is what I want. So I've no dimensionals there. And I'm going to use Secret C ribbon. Now we'll tie it on top. I don't know if I want it on top, but we'll find out in a minute. I gotta retie that. That's a little uneven. Sorry. Because I know I'll use this box for something, so I need to make sure that I've got it. So I don't have to cut too much off. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so we've got that across there. Try to decide if I want to bring it down or not. Nope, I think I want to leave it on the top. Then we're going to go ahead and put this on here. You could make this to and from, make this to be your to and from on the front of this as well, if you wanted. I'm going to put that right across there. And then I did bring out some bling. I do remember I grabbed it before I came out here. Started filming. Here we go. Red, definitely not. But just one little snowflake right there, maybe. But I'm not going to use Pretty Peacock. Or maybe I will. Pretty Peacock are clear. I think I am going to go with clear. I think it may be just Pretty Peacock, may be just too overpowering. Got just too much in there. I'll put two little ones there. Oh, we'll put another little one at the bottom. This is for a very special person. So, there is my little 3 by 2 by 3 inch treat or gift box with a flip lid. So I think it's rather cute. So anybody have any other ideas, things they'd like to see made, drop me an email and I will talk to you and we can see if we can work it in there for you. So everybody, thank you for joining me today and I will see you next week. Goodbye.